What if you could maintain a beautiful, peaceful home without spending hours cleaning? What if the secret wasn't fancy products or intense routines, but something far simpler? Something that older generations have quietly mastered for decades. Hello, I'm Marcus, and on this channel, Seniors Cleaning Hacks, we uncover the wisdom that senior adults have used for years to keep their homes feeling calm, organized, and genuinely peaceful. Not perfectly spotless, but genuinely livable and serene. If you're tired of cleaning burnout, if you're drowning in clutter, or if you simply want a home that doesn't demand constant attention, you need to watch this entire video. Better yet, hit that subscribe button right now because we drop content like this every single week. And if this video speaks to you, please like it and drop a comment below telling me which tip resonates most with you. Now, let's explore the 14 simple habits that keep senior homes running smoothly. And we're going to start with something unexpected. Habit number 1. Maintain early, not late. The first and most important lesson from senior living is this: fix small problems before they become big disasters. Here's what most of us do wrong. We wait. We ignore the squeaky door, the small water stain, the wobbly shelf. We think we'll handle it sometime. But that sometime never comes, and suddenly you've got a home that feels like it's falling apart. Senior adults do the opposite. They notice small issues immediately and address them right away. Not tomorrow, not next month, today. This isn't about obsessive maintenance. It's about being smart with your energy. A squeaky hinge takes 30 seconds to oil. A wall smudge takes 5 seconds to wipe. But if you let it sit for 3 months, now you've got rust on that hinge and a permanent stain on the wall. Consider Rita, a retired teacher who keeps a small cloth tucked beside her kitchen sink. Every single time she refills her kettle, multiple times per day, she does it quick counter wipe. Not because the counter is dirty, but because it's easier to clean prevention than correction. Or take Harold, who walks through his backyard every morning. If he spots a loose stone in the pathway, he nudges it back into place immediately. Why? Because he knows that loose stone could become a tripping hazard, and a fall at his age could mean serious injury. The point is this: maintenance is not work. Maintenance is prevention. When you address small problems early, your home stays in harmony. You're not constantly playing catch-up. You're gently staying ahead of the game. Think about your own home right now. What small issue have you been ignoring? That's where you should start. Fix it today. Feel the relief tomorrow. Habit number 2. The laundry flow system. Laundry is one of the biggest sources of household stress. Piles everywhere. Clean clothes sitting in baskets for days. Clothes that need folding but don't get touched for a week. Senior adults handle this completely differently. They don't fight laundry. They create a gentle rhythm with it. Most older women follow a simple pattern. Tuesdays might be for regular clothing. Fridays dedicated to sheets and towels. It doesn't matter if you have a full load or half a load. The day matters more than the quantity. Why? Because consistency beats motivation every single time. Most people approach laundry this way. I'll do it when I have a full basket. This creates mountains of laundry waiting around. Senior adults approach it differently. I'll do it on my designated day, regardless of quantity. This small shift changes everything. Laundry never piles up, it never becomes overwhelming, it becomes manageable. Here's another crucial detail that senior adults understand. Don't let clean clothes sit folded in baskets. This is where most of us fail. We pull clothes from the dryer, fold them, and then leave them sitting in a basket, thinking we'll put them away later. Later never comes. Senior adults fold while clothes are still warm from the dryer. They put everything away immediately. Nothing goes to a holding chair in the bedroom. Nothing sits in piles. One woman Marcus met shared her personal rule. Socks don't get special treatment. They don't wait in a basket. They go straight to the drawer. This sounds tiny, but it's actually revolutionary. Every single piece of laundry goes directly to its permanent home. When you break laundry into this rhythm, it stops feeling like a burden.
It becomes a predictable, manageable part of your week.
Habit number 3. Spread your heavy work across the week. Here's where most cleaning advice fails you. It tells you to deep clean 1 day per week. You spend Saturday absolutely exhausted, scrubbing everything, and then the house slowly falls apart for the next 6 days. Senior adults never do this. They spread their heavier tasks throughout the entire week so nothing ever builds up too much. Let's break down what this looks like. Monday might be the day you change your bed linens. Wednesday, you dust higher shelves. Thursday, you tackle the bathroom. Friday, you handle the kitchen deeper clean. Sunday, you refresh the fridge interior. Never is one person doing everything in 1 day. This approach has tremendous benefits. First, you're matching your energy throughout the week. Second, you're never overwhelmed because the task feels manageable. Third, your home never reaches a state where it feels chaotic or messy. Consider Bernard, who lives alone. He mops his kitchen floor only on Thursdays because he's already up early that day and has good energy. His neighbor, Charlotte, does her bathroom tiles only on days when her joints feel loose and flexible. She's not forcing herself, she's working with her body, not against it. Another senior adult dusts high shelves on Wednesdays specifically because her son visits and helps her move furniture safely. She's making the heavy work social. She's making it safer. There's no strict schedule here. The goal is to create a rhythm that makes sense for your body, your energy level, and your life. Some weeks you might shift things around. That's fine. The point is spreading the load so nothing becomes a mountain of work. This is why senior homes never feel chaotic. Nothing is ignored so long that it needs a massive cleaning session. Everything is handled consistently in small, manageable pieces. Habit number 4. Make cleaning feel like company, not work. Here's the truth most people avoid. Cleaning is boring. Especially as you get older and your energy becomes limited, the boredom can feel overwhelming. Senior adults transform this by never cleaning alone or in silence. They pair the task with something that brings them joy or company. Some put on their favorite music, but not just any music, music that helps their body move. One woman plays old love songs from cassettes when she mops because the rhythm keeps her body moving without strain. She's not thinking about the mop, she's thinking about the melody. Others call their family. One senior adult listens to voice messages from her daughter while she wipes kitchen counters. She said something powerful. It feels like she's here with me. The cleaning happens, but it doesn't feel lonely. Then there's Eleanor, who folds laundry only during her weekly phone call with her sister. They chat, they laugh, she folds. Without realizing it, the pile disappears completely. The task wasn't work because it wasn't alone. One retired couple has a beautiful habit. They reset their living room together for 10 minutes after dinner. Not because they need perfection, but because they don't want either person facing the work solo. They're keeping each other company. Some older adults play quiet radio shows in the background while they wash dishes. Others listen to audiobooks. The activity is the same, but the experience is completely different when you're not doing it in silence and solitude. Here's what's important. It's not actually about loving the chore. It's about making it softer. It's about turning a task into something that feels human, not heavy. A simple shift in approach can transform your entire experience of household work. When you apply this approach, maintaining your home becomes less of a chore and more of a part of your daily life.
Habit number 5. Give every space a specific purpose. Walk into a senior adult's home and you'll notice something. Every space has a job. The reading chair by the window is for reading, not for throwing yesterday's clothes, not for mail piles, for reading. The table by the front door holds keys and essentials, not random papers, not yesterday's receipts and plastic bags. Keys, essentials, period. When a space has a clear purpose, your brain relaxes. You know what belongs there, you know what doesn't. Your home feels instantly calmer. Victoria, a retired librarian, keeps a single armchair in her bedroom. She calls it her quiet chair. She made a rule for herself. If clothes land on that chair, it stops being a breathing space, so she never lets anything sit there. Her bedroom armchair stays sacred. Another senior adult keeps a small tray on her coffee table for only 3 things: her teacup, her glasses, and whatever book she's reading this week. Nothing else. If a charger appears, she removes it immediately. She said something important. If this tray fills up with random things, the room feels noisy. Her tray holds intention. It creates calm. It protects the purpose of the space. On the other end of her kitchen counter, she designated a meal prep corner. Nothing else lives there. Not fruit bowls, not cookbooks, just that space for cooking preparation. This focus helps her cook without feeling overwhelmed. Someone else keeps a tiny basket next to her bed holding only lotion and a bookmark. Not medication bottles, not water bottles, not mail. Just the things that belong to nighttime. This is the key insight. Once a surface becomes temporary storage for random items, it stops supporting you. It starts demanding something from you. It creates visual noise. It creates mental noise. By protecting the purpose of each space, senior adults maintain mental clarity and visual peace in their homes. Habit number 6. Seasonal refreshes, not seasonal stress. Most people wait until their homes feel completely chaotic before they tackle a big refresh. Wrong approach. Senior adults quietly refresh just one area every season. Nothing dramatic, nothing exhausting, just a gentle reset that keeps their home breathing and feeling fresh. In spring, that might mean washing all the curtains so sunlight feels softer and fresher. In autumn, it means flipping the mattress and brushing away dust that settles when windows stay closed through cooler months. Summer work focuses on cleaning window tracks and airing out closets, letting fabrics touch fresh air and sunlight. Margaret washes all her living room pillow covers every April, just that one thing. She says it makes the entire living room feel renewed for spring, even if nothing else changes. That single action resets her mindset. Another senior washes her pantry shelves before the holiday season arrives. She removes old jars, wipes away crumbs, and puts everything back with fresh intention. Her words, "It helps me cook without feeling crowded." Robert opens every drawer in his dresser exactly once per season. He removes anything he hasn't worn, even if it's just one single item. This prevents his drawers from becoming storage areas for clothes he'll never wear again. Someone else wipes her baseboards every summer when her granddaughter visits to help. They make it an activity together. The work gets done, and they spend quality time. The wisdom here is this: you don't need to refresh your entire house seasonally. Choose one element, one area, one thing that makes the space feel lighter and fresher. When seasons shift, both the weather and your home can adjust together.
Habit number 7. Keep living things in your space. Bringing something green into your home isn't about interior design. It's not about making your home look like a magazine. It's about adding a small sign of life to the space where you actually live. Most senior adults keep at least one living thing nearby: a tiny plant, a pot of herbs on the windowsill, a single flower in a small vase, not to make the space pretty, to make it feel alive, to make it feel warm. Dorothy clips a single rose from her garden every Sunday and puts it in an old chipped glass by her kitchen sink. Her words, "It makes the morning softer." That's not decoration, that's intention. Frank keeps a peace lily near his front entrance. He touches one leaf every single time he walks in, like a small reminder to slow down before he even removes his shoes. The plant becomes a transition point. It grounds him. A neighbor grows mint in a simple mug near her kitchen window. She doesn't consider herself a gardener, but she pinches a leaf for her afternoon tea almost every day. The house smells fresh for hours afterward. Someone else keeps a tiny cactus beside her bedside lamp. It requires almost no effort, but it makes that corner feel alive and intentional. None of these plants are magazine-worthy. Some have mismatched pots, some leaves might be slightly yellowing, but they all give the home something essential, a feeling that something is actively growing alongside the people living there. This matters more than you realize. When something green is living with you, your home doesn't just look tidy, it feels tender. It feels genuinely cared for. It feels lived with, not just lived in. Habit number 8. Keep tools where you'll actually use them. When your energy is limited, every extra step matters. This is something senior adults understand deeply. Instead of keeping cleaning tools in one central location, they keep them everywhere they'll actually use them. A cloth lives in the bathroom drawer, so wiping the sink takes 2 seconds. A spray bottle stays under the kitchen sink, not in a cleaning caddy 3 rooms away. A broom leans near the back door, because that's where leaves actually blow in. This isn't complicated, it's smart placement. Bernard keeps a tiny sponge and travel-size cleaner in his bedroom specifically. Every morning, he gives his dresser mirror one quick swipe before putting on his earrings. The tool is right there. The job takes seconds. Patricia has a feather duster tucked beside her TV stand. She doesn't go searching for it. It's already there. She says simply, "Dust waits for no one." A neighbor keeps disinfecting wipes inside her pantry because she hates crumbs on shelves. When she grabs rice or cereal, she does a quick wipe without thinking about it. The tool is already there. The habit happens automatically. Someone else keeps a mini brush set in her kitchen drawer. She sweeps crumbs straight into her palm instead of walking to a distant broom cupboard. Again, the tool is right there. The job happens. It's not a fancy system, it's intelligent placement. And because the tools are already available, the job feels small enough that it actually gets done. There's no resistance. There's no excuse.
Habit number 9. Store things where your hands will look. Storage doesn't have to be pretty, it has to work. This is the difference between organizing for Instagram and organizing for actual living. Senior adults design their storage so their hands know where things live, even when their eyes or memory don't. They use clear bins, open baskets, and simple labels, not for aesthetic reasons, for practical ones. They don't waste energy searching. Stanley keeps a labeled box right by his hallway cabinet that says light bulbs and batteries. No hunting through random drawers, no confusion. He knows exactly where to reach, every single time. Another older adult has a small tray beside her sofa for things she touches every night: remote controls, reading glasses, lip balm. Her rule: if I use it daily, it should live where I sit daily. George keeps all his tape, scissors, and small tools in one shallow kitchen drawer, not in a distant garage, because that's where he actually uses them. This removes the friction. Someone else stores medications in a basket on the middle shelf of her pantry, not in the bathroom, because that's the height her hands naturally reach without thinking. She's organized based on her actual movements and habits, not ideal storage solutions. An older woman keeps her cooking apron hooks in the hallway instead of the kitchen, because that's where she always passes before starting cooking. This saves her steps, and when energy is limited, steps matter. The principle is simple. Store things where your hands will search for them first, not in some logical storage location that makes sense on paper. This reduces decision fatigue. It makes your home easier to maintain because everything is intuitive. Habit number 10. Start your day with intention, not chaos. Most senior adults don't rush into their day. They begin with quiet, familiar actions that don't demand much energy, but give tremendous direction to their whole day. Open the curtains, fold the throw blanket, make tea the same way every morning. These aren't big tasks, but they anchor the day, because when the day starts with rhythm, the rest doesn't feel like catching up. Grace opens her bedroom window first thing every morning, even when it's chilly. She just breathes in something fresh. She says it wakes her up gently without needing coffee. It's her transition from sleep to wakefulness. Another senior adult lays out her clothes the night before, so in the morning she simply gets dressed without decisions. No clutter in her head, no clutter in her room. The day starts clean.
Michael told us he wipes down his bathroom sink before brushing his teeth, not after. He said, "It makes the room look ready before I even begin." These morning rituals are
Habit number 11. Focus on the spaces you see most. A home doesn't need to be spotless to feel peaceful. It just needs a few peace spaces to stay reasonably clear and organized. Senior adults understand this. They focus their energy on the areas they pass through or see most constantly. The entryway, the kitchen counter, the bathroom sink. When those look okay, the entire house feels more under control. Even if the laundry room is messy or a bedroom needs work, the main gathering spaces feeling calm changes everything. Dorothy always resets her entry table before bed. Another older adult wipes her kitchen counters every single morning before breakfast, even if no one is visiting. She explained, "I see it before I even sit down. It sets the tone." Someone else keeps her toilet clean and her mirror clear, specifically because those are the first things she sees when she wakes up. She told us, "If the bathroom feels gross, my whole mood dips." She's protecting her mental state by protecting these key spaces. You don't need to clean your entire house. Just care deeply for the parts your eyes land on most. This creates a ripple effect through your whole day and your whole home. Habit number 12. Let go of just-in-case items. The older senior adults get, the lighter they live. There's wisdom in this. They don't keep things out of guilt or hesitation. They've learned that managing extra stuff requires energy they'd rather use elsewhere. They don't ask, "Maybe I'll use this later." They ask, "Do I really need to carry this into another season of my life?" One woman keeps a donation basket tucked into her closet. Every time she puts on a shirt and doesn't love it, she drops it in immediately. No second thoughts, no guilt. Another keeps a not-staying bag in her kitchen for random gadgets and freebie items she knows she won't use. There's no ceremony, just quiet, peaceful letting go. Gerald had dozens of kitchen tools he never used. He let them go. He said the freedom from managing unnecessary items gave him back time and mental space. Because fewer decisions about things you don't need means more peace for what actually matters. Habit number 13. Clean while you're already there. This isn't about discipline. It's about protecting your future self from more work later. Senior adults don't wait for proper cleaning sessions. They do tiny resets in the moment while already standing there. This is why their homes rarely spiral into messiness. After making tea, they wipe the counter. Just one wipe, just one moment. While brushing teeth, they swipe the sink with the towel already hanging there. If a little rice spills while scooping, they sweep it up before turning away. One older adult keeps an old tea towel folded in a drawer in every room, not for guests, but for these quick touch-ups. She doesn't need fancy cleaning supplies, she needs convenient access to tools right where she is. Another woman has a simple rule. If my hands touch it, I check if it needs cleaning. Someone keeps a tiny handheld brush in her cutlery drawer. Right after slicing bread, she brushes crumbs straight into her palm before they scatter. One neighbor wipes her stovetop while the pan is cooling because warm grease is easier to clean than cold grease. Another woman always wipes her bathroom mirror while steam is still there. The fog shows every smudge clearly. They don't let anything sit for now because later might come with less energy, more pain, or completely different priorities. When every small moment becomes a tiny cleanup, you never need a big one. The house stays light because nothing is ignored long enough to become heavy. Habit number 14. Reset before sleep. They don't go to bed with the day still sprawled across the house. Before sleeping, senior adults take 10 to 15 minutes to reset their space. Not a complete tidy up, just enough to not wake up already behind. They rinse the last dish. They fold the blanket on the couch. They switch off lights intentionally. Donald checks his front entry before bed. Shoes go back in line. The coat gets hung. Mail gets tucked away. Another person wipes her bathroom sink and straightens the towel. She said something important. If I do it at night, I don't start the next day in a mess. Some sweep the kitchen.
Others simply clear their nightstand. The habit isn't really about the house, it's about the feeling. Because when tomorrow doesn't begin with yesterday's clutter, it's easier to breathe. What we've learned from watching how senior adults maintain their homes isn't that they work harder, it's that they move with rhythm. They don't chase perfection. They don't force complicated routines. They just do small things consistently and frequently. That's what keeps their homes and their minds clear. You don't have to do all 14 things. Honestly, most of us can't. But maybe you pick one habit, just one. Pick something that feels gentle enough to try this week. Maybe by next week, that one thing becomes part of your rhythm too. If something here felt true for you, please leave a comment below. Tell me which tip resonates most with you. Which habit are you going to try first? You're not alone in wanting a calmer home. Every single small shift counts. Please subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks for more wisdom from older generations who figured out how to live well. And share this video with someone who needs this message. Your friends deserve to know these habits too. Thank you for watching. Until next time, remember, small, consistent actions create peaceful, beautiful homes. And you absolutely can do this.